Hey, this is Brian Weiss with golfguide.com, and behind me is the future location of a golf simulator. We are going to go and do this journey together. Well, actually, we're not going to do it together because I've spent the last 2 months researching and watching videos and reading and making phone calls to kind of piece together what I need to do for a simulator. And to be honest, right now I'm kind of confused, but I think I have enough to get started. And what I did to get started, well, I have graphs from a failed golf simulator attempt or a previous golf, and kind of started off in the SkyTrack days. 3, 4 years ago, I had something in my garage that was a subpar experience. It was decent, but technology has come a long way, and we are going to build a state-of-the-art golf simulator right here in my office at work. So to get to here, what have we done so far? So we did some measurements, and I used Carl's Place golf simulator building tools and articles to kind of measure and plot and design what I need from an enclosure standpoint. My max depth or my max width from wall to the exit door in the back part of my business condo was 14 feet. I needed a walkway, so 12 feet was kind of my max width. And my height, I have 9-foot ceilings. So when I kind of plug that all in, and depth-wise from that wall, and I have quite a bit of room this way, I have 30 feet. So depth and swinging clubs is not an issue. My limitation or my bottleneck to this entire project is the height of my ceilings and the width of my enclosure. And using the Carl's Place build your own simulator tool kind of came down to I was in need of an 8x10 enclosure, and I'm just kind of looking for those exact stats. And there's really two options in their new C Series line, and that is to buy a kit, a professional kit that's already ready for you. All the pieces and parts arrive in boxes, and you're ready to install the moment you receive them. I chose a little bit different route. I went with a DIY enclosure frame kit, and the 2 boxes that I received earlier today is right here on the table, and we're going to open those up to see what's in that. But I received those, and why did I go that route? I went that route for a few different reasons. One, I was able to customize. I actually went 8.5 by 11.5. I'm going to get my exact notes here. So I did the DIY 8.5 by 11.5. I think there's an 8 by 10.5 option. I had a little bit more room height-wise. Once again, I'm at 9-foot ceilings, so I have a 5-inch gap when it's all said and done. Wanted to close that gap down, and I had the width option. So I said, hey, let's take that extra foot. I went this route because if you cut your own pipes, and we'll talk about what types of pipes they are, but if you cut your own pipes, you literally save over $1,000. So on the professional golf simulator enclosure kit and premium screen, an 8 by 10.5, and it is January of 2024, is $29.79 through Carl's. So just a little bit short of $3,000. Carl's way to keep that under the $3,000 number. So when you explain to your wife what you spent, you're under the 3K. That's amazing. But if you want to keep that number even smaller when you explain it to your wife or your spouse or significant other, if you go the DIY route, a similar enclosure. Once again, I'm just a 1/2 inch taller and a foot wider. Was $1,584, so $1,500, call it $1,600. I did have to source my own EMT tubing. EMT tubing you can find at your Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot, big box stores. And you need to source a 1-inch electric electric metallic tube. So try to say that fast. So EMT tube, 1 inch. I think I needed a total of 9 for the project, and I think I ended up with 1 or 2 extra. The cost in Home Depot is $16.75 in my area per 10-foot tube. So if you do some math, I needed less than 10, it's $160. I actually had a friend source these from an electric warehouse. He's a plumber and electrician, and got some tubing, saved an extra $2 a tube on these, and he actually delivered them. So it was a great win-win to have a buddy in the trades. So call it 15 bucks, less than 10 tubes, less than 150. I'm at $120. So when I add up my 120 approximately to 1584, we're at 1700 versus the 1900. I'm about $1,200 savings by doing a little bit of work. So what is really needed for this cutting of tubing? And I'm not the handiest of guys, but get your tubing, you take your measurements. You are going to need a Sharpie, which I don't have, a tape measure, the ability to measure things, and a pipe cutter. This is a 1 1/4, 1.5 pipe cutter that I got at Ace Hardware. Once again, any of these are sold at your big box stores to cut pipe. And there's a reason why I went this way. Yes, you can use a hacksaw. Yes, you can use a sawzall. Yes, you can use a miter saw with a metal blade on it. The reason why I went this route is it was nice and smooth cuts. It was precise cuts, and most importantly, it didn't make any noise. And I'm in a corporate or a company setting here, and just didn't want to have power tools running during the day. So this is real easy. You get your measurement. Whoops. You're going to place this on the pipe of your desired cut. Let's not lose a finger here. You get it in there. You turn, and then you tighten, and you're really scoring the metal. And you turn till it's easy, and then you tighten again, and you continue through that process until you eventually make a cut or a score all the way through. I will spare you the final cuts, but at the end of the day, you are scoring. Took about 10 to 15 turns. A set of gloves may be okay if you don't want blisters. I did not get any in the process, but it took me about 45 minutes to cut about 18 cuts. And all of my pipe, I had 3 different dimensions, are right here. If you are going to use power tools, definitely recommend to wear safety glasses. I might as well get that out of the way. And the only thing that is needed, now that I have the pipes cut, we need to unbox Christmas morning here and find out what's in that box. It should be a screen and all my connectors. You're going to need some type of wrench, socket wrench, or pliers to screw the fittings into the pipes. You're going to need a step ladder to get up high to get your screen and enclosure wrapped around. And you may need an extra set of hands. I'm going to try to do this by myself, and I'm going to report back kind of some do's and don'ts along the way. But at the moment, it was kind of easy peasy. Other than I needed reading glasses. That's the other thing. Let's point it out. I needed reading glasses for my 50-year-old eyes to get the precise measurement of 43 inches and 3/4. So cutting those little dots. Certainly my old tired eyes needed the reading glasses. So if you're doing this, you're over the age of 40, get your reading glasses and you'll be set. Let's check back in along the progress. Time for the big reveal to find out what's in the boxes. And once again, we bought the DIY Carl's Place simulator. Enclosure. And just a couple quick things. I ordered this just before the holidays, just before Christmas on the 21st. They had about a 3.5 week lead time. I am in the Metro Milwaukee area, so I'm pretty close to their facility, about 100 miles away. I did receive it about a week early. I think it was 5 days early, so they kind of projected it out January 12th, and I received it on January 8th. So I received, or 7th rather, so 5 days. 5 days early. So, all right, in the little box, the winner is, we got the stuffing. We have the bungees. Comes with, we have the reusable nylon cable ties. I believe these are reusable. We have the connectors for your pipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got to really be 8, an even number. Yeah, 8. Oops, let's just bring them all out here because I counted tops and there are. All right, here we go. Got some 90s, got some corners, we got the back pieces, which is, I guess, new for their new series, this back piece. Just maybe a quick thing. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? Common phrase. So what did I buy? I just bought the, the premium screen. I went with the high-end screen and the enclosure. I didn't buy any of the extra netting, the padding, and the reason why, well, one, I didn't know what I didn't know, once again. So I wanted to get the screen in, hit some balls into it, find out, where or why I might need those things. Are there anything I can DIY with some pool noodles? I did see on some of the forums that you can use some foam that's designed for other uses that you can find at the big box hardware stores. I may circle back and buy some stuff from Carl's, but I wanted to start by getting this in-house and figure out what I need from there. So, second back, I'm going to move all this again. I do have an extra, bolt, there we go. It goes into here, I would imagine. All right, let's find out what's in the second box. My guess is it's going to be the screen. I am going to be careful since I have, we do have this big box, this other box. We have the straightaway connectors. The bolts, I believe this is probably for the tension line, which I don't see a tension line. And maybe that's part of the screen. I'm going to be real careful cutting into this here. So we have a screen and don't want to hit that, so I'm just going to lift up, lightly score that. Let's put the knife away. We have the DIY enclosure kit instructions, the destructions as I call them. Some QR codes to bet you get to the video. And the good news is Carl's Place is, one thing that I did learn, and I asked them how fast I could ship this because I was excited when I finally pulled the trigger, finally decided what I want, how fast can I get it, and they said 3 weeks. I thought it might have been because of the holiday or Christmas rush, and they said that they don't actually stock any of this. All of the screens are made when the orders come in. And what's kind of unique, I did 5 feet is your traditional sides. Because I'm in a office setting, I wanted to feel a little less cramped, so I went with 4 feet. Might be a mistake for those shanked balls that could be hit. We'll find out. We can always put side netting, side nets on, drapes, etc., to catch those balls. But I just wanted to feel a little less cramped. I thought it was because they weren't going to start on it because I was a custom order, but in fact, they don't. They mailed everything as the orders come in, so that's pretty impressive. Because it is a American-based business, the instructions are going to be written in English by somebody who speaks English and somebody who actually constructs these. So I'm excited to actually, this is going to be the first time in a while where I read some instructions from an American-made or American business. Oh, this is going to be a joy to read. I have my invoice, a couple copies of that, and then I have a copy of the cutout guide. So the cutout guide I found in my order. So after I ordered, waited a few days and figured 3 weeks had come by or had passed by, and obviously it didn't. It was only a handful of days, but I did log in and I stumbled on my enclosure frame dimensions. That's when I went ahead and ordered the EMT pipe and made the cuts and kind of got ahead of the game in terms of that. So that's kind of cool. You will find your instructions for cutting in your inside your account attached to your order. Once again, more padding. Oh, we have the top. Imagine this is the top vinyl part of the enclosure. Ooh, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! This is so I have another Carl's impact screen. And I can tell just by that I must have bought the economical one the first time around. I can just feel the denseness of the fabric, which I guess is good. I am in a shared business situation, a condo situation where I do have neighbors, so sound, dampening the sound is going to be important. Obviously, the strike of the ball will be heard, but the ball into the net and the ball falling, we want that minimized as much as possible so that we're not bothering our friendly neighbors. Wow, this is heavy. Well, good. Let's get this all sorted out and let's start the build. All right, we're nice and close here. Skimming the instructions, and well done on the instructions. And we're just going to run through the tools needed. Seems pretty simple. First tool is a wrench or a socket. Pretty easy, 1/2 inch. Second is a hex key. I believe Allen wrench is that's what I call it, but the hex key, 3/16, and that is for the tension line or for the cable receivers. A rubber mallet, which I don't believe I have because I'm in a office setting and I don't have all my tools from home, but we'll make something work. Set of pliers. And if you're like me, you set a tool down, you can't find it for half an hour after you used it literally 10 seconds earlier. So I just grabbed 2 pliers. I know we're going to have some issues and disappearing tools. The tool monster is going to get them. Cutting tool, knife, step ladder, which we have there. And optional, love the sense of humor, a friend who owes you a favor. We don't have one of those at the moment, so we're just going to do this by ourselves. And I did jump ahead a little bit in the instructions. And at this point, they tell you if you bought a pipe kit, and that's the reason why we don't have extra boxes. We did not buy the pipe, and we sourced our own pipe, and we made those own cuts. But they tell you to do that if you haven't done that already. And Carl's tip, start by putting together the bottom base of the frame. If necessary, use a rubber mallet, and that's what the rubber mallet's for, to completely insert the pipes into the fittings. Then work from bottom to top, back to front. Seems pretty easy. So let's jump ahead and get started. Well, the frame is complete. Just a quick FYI, I did everything kind of finger tight. I'm going to go back and just double check that all the joints are pushed in fully. I didn't have a rubber mallet. And then we're going to kind of lock things down. But I'm just going to go back. I won't show you the video of that, but just a quick tip. I wanted to get it constructed. It was super easy. The video said 17 minutes. If I didn't have a few brain farts and misplacing of tools, it'd have been inside of 15. So I'm going to go back, tighten up all the screws, and get ready to put the cover on the top. Okay, we are going to hang the enclosure cover, and there's 3 simple instructions. The grommets, it's the holes, go to the back of the cover. The front of the panel overhangs the top because I think it Velcros in. And then it says the flaps with hook and loop fasteners face the inside of the closure. And I was just baffled of what hook and loop fasteners are. And I have a feeling that that is Velcro, and they just can't use the term Velcro because it is trademarked, and maybe they don't use actual Velcro. They use, well, a hook and loop fastener instead. So the hook and loop fastener is just on the inside. If it's on the outside or on the top, it's not going to hook anything. So it just gives you the orientation of those 3 things so that you put the cover on right. And we are going to go ahead and do that now. So I went ahead and Velcroed the sides and the top. I have a feeling there's going to be some adjustments that need to be done after the fact. Obviously there's a droop there because the screen isn't hung yet. I think I'm going to give myself a good C+ on this job. I think as it comes together, just going to be some manipulation with realigning the Velcro and kind of getting everything tucked. I did notice that there's a pocket there, and it's designed for the foam, for the wedges that I did not purchase, but there's room for that, and took me a minute to understand why there was some flexibility or some extra room in there, and that's to accommodate for that. So this project will button up and kind of come together as the final pieces come in. So it doesn't look amazing at the moment, but I think it'll all come together. Okay, so the next part is taking the bungees, and we're going to bungee the back and the top. So that's going to tighten up, I guess, the enclosure to look a little bit more presentable. There are grommet holes on the back. You slide it through. Slide this through the hole, wraps around the pole, and you attach it as such. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of the grommet holes. There's quite a few of them, actually. All right, page 8 says, congratulations, your enclosure is up. I think there's a little bit more manipulation that needs to happen. What I do know is once you put the bungee cords on, grab a hold of the front part if you're going to re-Velcro, because that bungee cord wants to pull that, and you need to kind of leverage to keep a good grip on that. Either that or you're going to need to loosen some bungees, reapply the Velcro, and then put the bungees back on. So there is an optional step here, which we're not going to do, but if you did purchase the baffles, now's the time to put those on. And I believe those either hang from the sides or hang from the front. Not entirely sure. I'm baffled on what the baffles are. But it looks like you attach those at this point with bungees. The next part is the fun part. It is hanging the impact screen. And I'm just going to familiarize myself a little bit with the instructions here. It basically says insert the tail end of the zip tie into the grommet, loop that around the pipe, and tighten it up, but don't over tighten. Zip ties should stretch the screen to hold it flat, but don't over tighten it. If it starts to pull, you're too tight. If you do over tighten it, these are loosenable. So you just hit the little trigger release and they come back. So I think I am ready to start that process. See if there's anything else. Orientate this impact screen with the Carl's logo placed in the top left. So Carl's is going to be prominently displayed in the top left-hand corner. And we are going to loosely hang the screen on the frame, beginning with 2 zip ties, one connecting in each direction. Looks like you start by doing a top zip tie and a side zip tie, and that is how you secure the first part of the screen. I guess you'd probably work across the top. Yeah, you'd work across the top since it's draped, and then finish with the sides. So let's go ahead and begin this process. Woo! We have a Carl's enclosure. You can see the logo right there. The only thing that I did not show you is the tension screws, and at the bottom, on the outside of the screen are some tension bolts that go through the frame, and the wire runs along the bottom here, and it snugs up the bottom. This is new for the C series, and I'm just kind of looking at the last 2 pages of the instructions, and we did not purchase any of the foam inserts, which basically protects the pipes along the top and the side flaps. I also did not purchase any net walls. Whoops, I got, how do I do this? So the wall's over here in case somebody shanks a shot, right? And we may put some foam up there, some studio quality foam for recording, or we may put up netting, not entirely sure. And the new C series has a back cover. You know what, let's walk around together here. We're gonna go back and take a look at this here. So, you can see the pipes up and high. No one in my office is going to see this. But if I was in a retail situation, or if I was using a door coming in and I wanted to maybe just seal up and make this look cleaner, you can purchase the new back cover. While I'm back here, we can kind of just show you the zip ties. I'm going to eventually just go back and snug these up and eventually clip these to give this find out where the optimal tension is for ball bounce back, I guess, is what we're going to do. Let's see if there's anything else. Said, should I expect any adjustments after initial installation? Yeah, relax. You might need to do some adjustments with the ties, either tightening up the tension or releasing it. How do I get rid of any of the fold marks? We don't have any fold marks, which is great. I received the package, and within kind of 48 hours, we unboxed it. If you're not going to set up your simulator or your screen right away, what I would do is take the screen out and try to lay it flat, or lay it as best you can to not put permanent creases in it. How do you clean the screen? First of all, I would always ask anybody who is using your simulator, or if it's you, to use new balls that they don't have any scuff marks. Don't use any balls that have Sharpie marks on them, because that spinner will cause a burn in the screen or transfer that ink into the screen. Once again, don't use old balls that have scuffs or smiles in it, because once again, it's a spinning sharp edge, if you will. Why are balls going under my screen? Check your screen is touching the floor and adjust the zip ties if needed. If the screen rests on the pile carpet, consider adding a back cover. So this back cover back here will also keep balls in play, or at least not go out of play. How can I minimize back bounce or bounce back? Your enclosure is designed so that the golf ball will be cushioned by the screen and gently fall to the ground. You may get bounce back if you strike a part of the frame, though, so that's the reason why you may want to make the investment with the baffling and the side foam, the foam inserts, both on the top and the sides. And where can I share pictures? We're done. We're going to post this on YouTube. You're probably watching it on YouTube. But if you want to share, there's a QR code. Let's finish with, how do you say the name? You'd think a place called Carl's Place would have carlsplace.com. But Carl, I guess, was originally from East Troy. So his last name is not Olette Offet. Carl Offet? No, it's Carl. Oh, we are just, I got a phone call. I didn't put my phone into airplane mode. So we were not starting rumors, we were just spreading them. So Carl's Place, you can find all their information on Carl of ET. What does ET stand for? Not extraterrestrial, although they build out of this world golf enclosures and screens and provide amazing information. You would think it would be extraterrestrial ET, but no, I believe it's East Troy. If I'm wrong, scorch me in the comments. Won't be the first mistake I made today. Thanks for watching this video. We're going to do some follow-up stuff as we hit some balls. Maybe I'll hit a ball right now, be the first to test this, but we will do some follow-up videos on what we can do to improve this, maybe to minimize bounce back, minimize hitting the poles and having that harshness. Stick around, subscribe, like, follow, check out the other videos, and we will get this screen optimized for simulation play. Okay, first shot. I usually don't get the first tee jitters, to be honest. Been playing golf all my life, and I just get up there and says, let's show my playing partners, my competitors, why I'm here, and stripe one down the middle. But since I'm recording and I have freshly painted drywall off to the right, I'm a little nervous. I am swinging without golf shoes on, no practice swings, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I came in early to set this up. So let's not make fun of my golf swing. There's snow on the ground here, and I haven't swung a golf club in a few months. So let me take a practice swing, and let's hit one in. Hopefully nobody gets injured. Woo! We hit screen. I can't wait to get the projector hung and play some golf. I know you guys are sticking around to see if I hit another shot. We're gonna hit one more shot because I felt like I pushed that one out to the right a little bit. Wasn't my best effort. Once again, swinging in socks, no shoes. But let's make a turn worth YouTube. Let's make a YouTube worthy turn here. Woo! We'll hit one more. This is fun. This is the reason why you build a screen and do all this work and spend the money. You may as well enjoy it. I guess feels like I'm pushing balls a little out to the right. Let's see if I can get that hip opened a little bit faster here. All right. Like and subscribe. We'll have more videos coming soon.